Oh my God, Max! What's that on your face?
Funny you should ask, Tommy. I've actually got Google Glass on my face, known officially as an explorer. We're one of the first people in the country. Are we one of the first people in the country?
Must be among the first people in the country.
Among the first people in the country to use Google Glass. And yeah, it's been pretty cool. So we've had a week with it.
You're looking pretty cool, actually.
Well, that's the thing. That is the thing, isn't it? I'm not really sure. I'm totally not sold on looking cool with it. But it's kind of like a 80s vision of the future, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, and also, I don't wear glasses, so it seems a bit.
Well, you're actually wearing one of the newer models that is actually a pair of glasses, because the original, the Explorer edition, doesn't actually have any lenses in it. It was just this frame, wasn't it? So you've actually got a pair of glasses. This is what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of the new designs. The old design was a bit
they were
clunky and ugly.
It was pretty lumpy, wasn't it? It just looked like someone had taken a frame and, well, in fact, that is what they had done, isn't it? Strap a camera onto the side of it.
They are still pretty futuristic, though. They do a lot of cool stuff, regardless of the form. I mean, I'm not sold on even just walking down the street in them. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what experiences you had, but
all bad, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like,
it's a bit embarrassing.
I went down the lifts today, and maybe closed places aren't the best example, but like
you corner your victim.
But everyone just looks at you and just
secretly
goes,
snapping you.
Yeah. Oh, are you filming me? Don't look at me. Don't look at me. So I think,
like Medusa, tons of stone. Don't look.
Well, exactly, but you don't know. You could be, because technically you can film people you can do it at the tap of a button. You can even do it at the blink of an eye, which
must be. I mean, yeah, you're going around and basically on the street and going.
Yeah,
and people might take photos.
Because that's not creepy.
Yeah, and if you're me, then all the photos are slightly wonky because I can't help but go.
Yeah. But it's not only people. You're standing looking at a tree or a squirrel or a car, and it's just like.
But that's one of the biggest. That's
weird.
one of the biggest, I think, criticisms of Google Glass is this whole privacy thing. You know, when it finally does become a veritable product, are we going to be accepting with people wearing them on trains, on holidays? Like, I'm in my bikini, take those off.
Well,
that
that's the thing. I think that definitely is a problem, but everyone is used to now being connected all the time and filmed or photographed. Everyone's always got their phones out taking pictures. But this is a bit different, isn't it? Because you don't know when someone's actually doing it, and I don't know how they're actually going to overcome that, because that is
hefty
T's
and C's.
Well, I think with filming, don't quote me on this. There's a red light; it flashes, so you'll never be able to do it secretly.
No, it doesn't.
No, not anymore.
Oh well, I tried it out about a year and a half ago, so they've obviously upgraded or maybe taken out that feature. But let's just kind of talk about you guys. You spent the week with this thing. Now, just to kind of give a bit of context quickly, the idea is, you know, you're freeing up all the information from your tablet and smartphone and placing all that information like in front of your face, right? Or like the periphery of your right eye, if you want to be all pedantic about it. So, what was it like using Google Glass for a week? I'm going to put that question to you first, seeing as you're rocking them right now.
First of all, I'm going to stop being so selfish and let you rock the style as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the first thing is I was quite surprised that I imagined it was going to be like a proper, video game style HUD. So I thought it was going to be like heads-up display at the bottom and like, almost like you see someone, it comes up with like Terminator, with the like sort of vital statistics. But it's not. And as you can see with this, it's a prism. It's really clever, but it's basically a prism that projects. So it's like essentially it's tiny, but it looks to you like it looks like a TV in the distance.
It looks like quite a giant screen.
Yeah, TV sort of on the wall. But
Yeah.
it's odd because, I don't know if you found this, but you can't really focus on it without, you have to specifically focus on it. So you can't just go about your day to day and go, oh, hi, I'm walking around seeing it. And it's just, naturally part of it. It's a separate thing to the side. And so you're there kind of like squinting and it's a bit...
I don't know if you've ever used a head-up display in a car. I don't know if you guys have ever used that. You just kind of absorb it.
Yeah, it's part of your field of vision, isn't it? You don't...
You do literally just sit there sort of... It takes quite a while to get used to, you sort of squinting at it and you...
And you look boss-eyed as well, don't you?
Well, I mean, that's a polite way of putting it. But,
I was being polite.
But you can move that. It's also adjustable and it moves around a little bit, the prism, so...
Yep, so you can optimise it.
As it is at the moment, you're supposed to, when you get them, you go to a specific Google office and they'll fit you with them, so they make sure it's all, but we've been sharing this, so I haven't noticed any problems with that at all. It's just, the issue is still that it's just this weird, chunky, cyborg sort of vibe. But, I mean, we sound like we're being down on it, but that's just in the terms of the way it looks and that sort of stuff. But
and it's probably important to say it is still officially beta, isn't it, heavily?
Yeah.
This is not final product or anything like that. So.
And even though, we're saying there are kind of a few flaws at the moment, the fact that it's not a final product and it is still quite cool, I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, and it also means that we get to have the cheesy name of Explorers. Yeah. So anyone using Google Glass is an explorer. But in terms of...
Whereas hardware,
that's what I was
hardware-wise,
Yeah, so talk to me about the design. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, this is kind of a variation of the original.
Yeah, you can
it's
get
an actual
slightly
pair
sort
of
of more.
glasses.
You can get more hipstery sort of black thick lens.
What do we think
ones.
to the design? What do we think of this chunky
nice, it's
band
very-
right here?
Yeah, no, it's the thing is that if you don't wear glasses, it's kind of ridiculous. Wearing glasses, it's almost like that hipster thing of wearing glasses, you know, that
For the
aren't
sake of
prescription
it.
just for the sake of it. But the main issue is that although great, it's got some great functionality.
Very, very snazzy.
It gets very hot. It gets very hot at the side.
Oh,
It does
really?
Feel,
It
does
a
get
bit
hot.
like you're going to sort of set your hair
After
on
how
fire or
long?
something. After probably about half an hour, I'd say.
And actually, a warning does pop up when it gets really hot. So you have to
just to
stop
let you
using
know.
it.
Well, let's
Like,
hope
no
they iron
hairspray.
that out before the
Yeah.
final version. That's quite bad, isn't it?
Battery life as well is pretty short.
Yeah, a couple of hours.
If you're actually doing stuff constantly, if you're actually filming, if you have it set up to have you can have it so it automatically turns on when you put them on. All these cool features, that means it's in standby mode.
Yeah.
You can't walk around for a whole day using it. But I keep saying, we keep being down
No,
on
but that's
it.
the whole idea. I think you're not supposed to use it all day. You're maybe meant to keep it on all day, but it switches itself off, doesn't it? After a while.
It
So the
goes
idea
into
is
sort of
you-
some kind of standby, and then
Yeah,
you
you
either
tap
it
it
to
when you
wake up,
need
or
it.
you actually look up as well, and that wakes it up.
Like a little-
Would have been
Yes,
Like a
you
little
see what I'm
suck.
thinking they've got
Yeah.
a
Suck.
tick
Yeah.
like going on.
But elsewhere you've got a sexy tick. You've got a touchscreen on the side, and that's used to control it. We'll talk a bit more about usability shortly. And a little speaker here for when you're talking
What's
to it.
speaker quality like, actually?
quite good,
guys?
actually.
It's amazing because it's not a speaker that plays sort of out loud for everyone to hear. It actually uses the vibrations, like, you know, obviously hearing works with tiny bones in your ears vibrating.
Yeah.
It's basically strapped to your head, vibrates, and then you're the only person that hears
Yeah.
it, so it's like an internal
Yeah.
sound.
So it's using your skull.
Yeah, so it really
It is.
does.
It's
there are
amazing,
things that
actually.
do really well with it. That
And
really
it sounds
works.
weirdly stereo as well.
Yeah, because it's inside you. But also the voice activation.
It's only a matter of time.
Google Glass.
It's only a matter of time.
Be the new strapline for the advert.
Come on, children, settle down.
We've done so well. We've done so down.
The voice activation also is really impressive. You might have seen me banging on,
Yeah.
and we did a video where we talked about tech we didn't like, and I was talking about the Connect not recognising your voice, basically.
Yeah.
It seems like it doesn't like
Google
English
have that
accents.
nailed though, but I mean they've got a heritage of that, haven't they? With
Of course, yeah, in
Android
phones. But
Definitely.
it does things first time, every time. Well, nearly.
Nearly.
Every time. But
Yeah, I was going to say, how does it cope with your speech? Going
fine,
back
yeah,
to when
yeah.
I used it, I was like, you know, take me to the nearest
Yeah.
pub, I think, and it couldn't recognise the word pub.
It's pretty-
But that was maybe because
Oh,
it was
really?
optimised more for
Yeah.
Americans at the time. So how did you guys get on with it?
It was really good actually. First of all, you wake it up by going, "Okay, glass," and then it gives you like a little list if you need reminding of what you can say, the options you can say, and then you just chat away at it. It's quite nice, really.
No,
And
don't feel a bit mental, no?
a little mental,
Yeah.
especially after you've gone to try and make it come off standby.
So yeah, you're just there in a crowd room, like,
Yeah.
and then okay,
So-
glass,
someone-
just
someone's
start
come and
talking
taken
to
your
yourself.
pulse.
Basically, it is a bit weird,
Yeah.
but no, there are really cool things.
Yeah, let's talk about like the apps and software and stuff.
So one that's really impressive is Google Maps. Obviously, we use Google Maps.
Yes.
It's easy to use it on your phone
Yeah.
anyway, but it basically has, you know, on your phone, when you
like
turn it
that.
on and you're like, where am I? And you just have to sort of turn it around a bit, you know, to reorientate
If you've got to do
yourself on
that
it.
figure of eight thing.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. Yeah. Whereas on this, it's amazing.
Basically, if you don't get sectioned, if you've used these for like a day, you're doing extremely well.
Let me talk about how amazing the maps are.
Talk!
Basically, it has like navigation in real time. So you turn your head left and right, and then that blue
Oh,
arrow
that
that
is
you see on
cool.
Google
Yeah.
Maps. And so it's like you're walking down the street, and you can actually see it will be like turning, you know, just
Yeah.
pointing the road you got to
It's
go
a
down.
sat nav.
That is really
it's a sat nav
good.
sitting, you know, in the corner of your vision.
Yeah, it's really
amazing
cool.
actually.
So what about, you know, one of the big issues, driving with Google Glass? Could you see yourself driving with it? Would it distract you? What do you think?
I think until they get the voice commands and everything really slick,
Yeah.
because it doesn't work first time every time. I would probably not. But
Yeah.
I'm not a great driver.
Then definitely you shouldn't be allowed.
I'm also a terrible driver, so no would be the short answer to that one.
I would say no for now, probably.
Yeah.
It's
So-
also a bit small.
Got any favourite apps? I know at the minute you've got things like Strava and a lot of golf
Yeah.
apps, weirdly, but there's not a lot of
Yeah.
content out there. But
Well,
there's
I
still
mean,
some.
there's some strange stuff. I mean, there's a really weird mix. There's your standards YouTube, so you can Google, you can YouTube videos, and that works really well. There's Twitter, your notifications pop up, all that kind of thing. There's there's a Jewish app for if you want to. It sort of apparently it tells you when all the religious festivals are, reminds you of prayer
Just
time and
need
stuff
that
like
just
that.
there in
Yeah,
the
just
periphery.
filtering through.
Just in case you forget.
The games are pretty weird. Again, you don't want to do those in public.
I think augmented reality games is on your phone or anything is kind of a bit special.
It's pretty dodgy.
But no, it has got some, again, really like potentially groundbreaking stuff on it. Like it's got this closed caption app.
This is
Personally,
fantastic.
I can get it to work. But that's not to say it's because there seems to be some issues with iPhone as well. So if you've got an iPhone, maybe look into that. It doesn't do. There's quite a few things it doesn't do with iPhone. But there's this app, closed caption, and in real time, when someone's talking to you, it will come up essentially with subtitles for them. So if someone's deaf, that is potentially
Oh my gosh, that's really good.
Amazing innovation. And what else does it do? It does so closed caption and also translating. So you've got Google Translate
That's
again.
a very cool
You can get your phone,
app,
but
isn't it?
to be able to look at a sign and then literally tell it, translate this, and then it goes brum and overlays in English what it is pretty bloody incredible. Do you know what I mean? I don't
it
mind
is
looking a
amazing.
bit like an
No.
80s cyborg if it means that I can be in China
is
and know what's
amazing.
going on.
Or equally, you can ask it to translate something, can't you? And then it will put it in your
And
field
it
of
is
vision, which
beta, so
quite cool.
it will get better. I mean,
Get
it'll get so
slicker.
much better.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
it will
pretty good
work.
now. It's pretty good now, and it'll work. Yeah.
You know what? We've talked so much tech. No one's eating any cake.
I was, yeah.
I want to
Oh,
eat
you're
some
neglecting
cake.
the
Yeah.
Swiss roll,
And then-
neglecting. All right, so
On.
you just
and
flicked it
take a
on, take a picture.
No, get a good one. Right,
Yeah,
and
then
now,
flick the head.
OK Glass, record a video.
Yeah.
Riveting
Do you-
video
Lucy, would you
content.
like
See, if you've
I'm
ever
sure.
wanted to
Thank
see the
you.
first person what it's like for me to eat a cake, now you can. No.
So you've just taken a photo and shot a
Don't
video.
put it back.
It looks quite easy. Generally, how easy is it to actually use? You've got the swipes, you've got the head flicks. Is there
Yeah.
anything complex, anything further that's kind of
like it.
complicated about it?
It's just a lot of that, really. I wouldn't say it was super intuitive. When you turn it on, what you see is how it effectively works, because probably people aren't going to get a good chance if they look at this themselves, is you get what's called a timeline.
Yeah.
So the front of you is the time, and then it says OK Glass, which is prompting you to say OK Glass. And then everything to your left, if you swipe on the touchpad left, rather, are things that are happening now. So the weather, if you like calendar, whatever called. Blah. And everything to your right is things that have happened in the past. So if you've got a web search, it sits there. Photos you've taken recently, and you swipe to your right to get that. So that's what you
kind
see
of
when
quick,
you turn
ease
it
of
on. Yeah,
access
it
is
flicks
kind of
around.
key.
It's quite quick. It's not
Quite
It's-
quick.
Yeah.
Overall, it's a little bit clunky considering, the idea that it's so futuristic and stuff. Actually operating it is a little slow to go through them, and you can swipe past the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But like we said, it's beta. So
Yeah.
I think right now, how much do they cost?
£1,000,
They
I
are
believe.
£1,000. And the extras, if you want to change colour, I think the different lenses are slightly.
I
or the
think at the
frames, I should
moment
say.
they are chucking that in for free.
Oh.
You can change the frame and change the
Okay,
lens.
fair
I
enough.
think for
Yeah.
free. But £1,000
Yeah.
is
But
still going to cost you a
either
lot.
way, I was just saying that.
It's still
All right,
expensive.
here's some free frames,
I'm just
like-
buying mine tonight. So, okay, guys, final verdict. Is this something you'd buy? Do you recommend it to other people? Is it cool? Is it the future of tech? Is it the latest must-have wearable?
Who's it for? It's for the first adopters basically. They will love this. This is it's being updated the whole time, and new apps are appearing the whole time. There's some big hitters backing it. There's the Guardian apps and all the usual crowd piling in. I can genuinely see extreme sports people getting some use out of it actually.
Although they might look a bit less extreme.
Yeah.
Driving down with their glasses on.
Okay, Glass.
They have to make some extreme models. They look a
Yeah.
bit too delicate. For
But
that
realistically,
kind of
what you're saying is right now at that price point and with the sort of fairly limited functionality, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a purchase. I mean, if you happen to have a
No.
brand lying around, then obviously by all means go for it. And at the moment, it's not fully compatible, like I said, with iPhone, things like that.
No.
But definitely, there's
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you look back on this in time and laugh at it, but I do think that certainly, maybe not in that sort of form, but
Yeah.
this technology this is the future, definitely.
What kind of I thought is that it's not. That doesn't actually do anything different to a Google Watch. Basically, you can see stuff. You can see the maps. You can take photos. Actually, you can't take photos on a Motorola 360, for example.
But you can on others.
Yeah, you can on some of the Samsung ones, but you've still got on a watch the maps, the notifications, the apps. You've got all of that. and it costs, well, I think the Motorola 360 is about 200 quid. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to try it, don't do something like that.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think with this specifically, you're paying for the cool factor, really,
Yeah.
aren't you? There are other things like that, but they're not very good.
No.
So this is kind
Yeah.
of, well, in my opinion, maybe the must-have. But what do you guys think? The latest must-have high-tech specs, or basically one big twat detector? Let us know in the comments below. And equally, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. We've
Please
got loads of
subscribe.
fun shows in the pipeline for you. So if you subscribe, you'll get to see them all.
Yeah, if you've got any friends that think they've got an opinion about it, they've never even tried it yet, share this video, let them know, and yeah, get involved.
Thank you very much for watching.